My client's husband is a small-time auto technician with a pattern of vanishing without notice. He's not a suitable candidate for custody. Each word struck the courtroom walls like steel on steel, cold and final. My wife didn't glance in my direction. She didn't have to. In her mind, this was already over. She had won. Then she added, almost gently, like twisting the knife, "He didn't even show up to my mother's funeral." I turned toward her. She knew the truth behind my absence. But she also knew I couldn't prove it.
Not yet.
That's when the bailiff stepped forward, raising a hand halfway. "Your Honor," he said, "there's someone here from the State Department. He says it's urgent." The room stilled. A man in a tailored gray suit entered with calm authority. No emotion, no pause. He held a sealed folder, marked with a crimson emblem. I leaned back. No smile, but the storm inside me began to ease. Everything was right on schedule. We met 12 years ago. A dusty auto shop on 8th Street. I was bent over her father's car, changing brake pads, when she walked in, pretending she was lost. She carried the scent of summer and luxury. Perfume that didn't belong anywhere near oil-stained floors or men with calloused hands. She laughed at my dumb jokes. Came back the next morning with coffee. Back then, I didn't realize. She liked how I looked at her, like she was rare, untouchable. I built our world around her. Bought a house. Painted it sky blue because she said the color felt like hope. Every overtime shift, every repair, every scraped knuckle. It was all for her and the boy we brought into the world 2 years later. For a time, it felt unbreakable. But silence began to creep in. She stopped texting as much. Started placing her phone screen down. Arguments erupted over nothing. Dirty dishes, old receipts, the smell of grease on my clothes. One night, while wiping down the kitchen, I saw an extra wine glass in a rack, still wet. We hadn't shared a drink in months. A week later, I found a hotel receipt. No name, but the date matched, and it was her card. I didn't confront her.
Not yet.
People think betrayal shatters you. It doesn't. It sharpens you. So I started watching. Not obsessively, just carefully. I learned her routes. Listened to the names she dropped. Eric from marketing. Just a colleague, she said. I'd met Eric once. Firm handshake at a company barbecue. He looked at me like I was dirt beneath his shoe. That night, I stopped drinking. Barely slept. My mind became steel. While her mother was being buried. My flight log showed me in Warsaw. But in truth, I was across the country. Inside a warehouse in Delaware. Helping an old comrade from my former life finish a job. Before I was turning wrenches, I did something else. Something classified. The kind of missions that left no headlines. Only questions and missing persons. She never knew that version of me. I kept it locked away. But when I felt the knife in my back, I knew those skills still had use. I called in one favor. Just one. A man named Patel. He owed me everything from a blacked-out op in Kabul, 2013. He worked at the State Department now, in cyber intelligence. We met at a rundown diner off Route 50.
He didn't ask why.
I slid a photo across the table. Eric from marketing. Patel gave a single nod. 2 weeks later, the data told a story louder than any words. Hidden accounts. Shady payments for fake consulting gigs. A dummy company listed under my wife's maiden name.
Fraud.
Tax crimes. Enough evidence to sink them both. But I didn't want revenge. I wanted precision. I wanted the ground to crumble under her feet. When the custody hearing was scheduled, I played the part. Tired eyes. Cheap gray suit I use for job interviews. Let her attorney paint me as unstable. She nodded along.
Calm.
Confident. Convinced this was the final step. Before she erased me from our son's life. Then the bailiff spoke. And the man from the State Department entered. He handed a sealed folder to the judge. And whispered something too low to hear. The judge's expression tightened. Her lawyer leaned forward. Your Honor, is something wrong? The judge didn't answer immediately. He kept reading. Then looked up. Mrs. Carver, he said slowly. It appears you are listed as a managing partner. in an active federal investigation involving shell corporations and embezzlement. Her face drained of color. Her attorney spun toward her, whispering furiously. She stammered. That's not possible. I didn't move. Just watched as her carefully built world tilted sideways. The man in the suit stepped forward. Your Honor, we'll need to speak with Mrs. Carver in private. The judge nodded, cleared his throat, then turned toward me. Mr. Carver, in light of this information, the court has no reason to deny your custody petition. For the first time in months, our eyes met. No anger in hers now. Just panic. Uncertainty. Her lips parted. What did you do? I said nothing.